It's Friday night and I'm feeling good. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's Friday night and I'm feeling good. Yeah, yeah.
What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Hey. Everyone's been asking me to do my Eid look. My Eid look was so beautiful, so nice. I don't even know how I created it. The colors I chose, very beautiful, matte, and I love matte eyeshadows. Let's get to it. I'm gonna first start by using this primer, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this all over. My skin feels so smooth with this primer, and I just love the texture and also the finish that I get from it. My eyebrows need shaping, you guys. I haven't shaped them in such a long time, but they don't grow a lot anyway, so I think I can work with that. Next, I'm gonna be working with this foundation, the Clinique foundation. I'm using shade number 28. I think I need to slightly go a shade up because I have actually gone a bit lighter. I truly love this foundation. It's super covering. It's also concealer, so it's like a 2-in-1. Sometimes, like when I am with clients and I don't have any concealer that's their shade, I tend to use this one to just like conceal. I like to go around my neck, and I like to do this using this direction just so I don't get like that round neckline thing. So I always tend to just, you know, brush downwards and around my ears as well. I really want to try the Juvias Place foundations. I'm not quite sure what shade I'll be. I think that's why I've taken my time to purchase them. But I'm just gonna go ahead and buy a couple of shades that I feel might suit me, and then I'll see how that will go. Because I've heard and seen so many good reviews about it, so I will really want to try it. So next, I'm gonna be using this concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way in shade Maple. I'm gonna use this concealer just around my under eye, and I tend to drag it at the edges here just so I can get that, you know, sharp looking. I also like to put it on top of my nose only because I feel like my nose is slightly wider, so I like to just make it look smaller. Then I highlight at the tip of my nose and my forehead, my cupid's bow, and also my chin. So today I'm gonna use my TrendyMakeovers blending brush. I love this brush, so I'm gonna use it to just blend because I always use the beauty blender. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm just gonna change and try out something new. I like trying out new stuff. That's why my makeup routine is always changing. I'm always trying out new stuff. This is not bad. This is not bad. It's blending quite well, slowly but surely. Oh. The weather is so beautiful outside. I really wish we could go back to our normal life. So now I'm gonna use this concealer from MAC Cosmetics, and this is the shade Medium Deep. I'm gonna use this shade here to highlight. I like to always go back and apply a slightly lighter highlight than I've done, and this way it will look really nice. Now I'm gonna go back to my foundation brush and just blend out the edges, just the end of this highlighter, so I can get it smooth like this, just the edges of it. Okay, there we go. I think that was quite nicely blended. So I am going to contour using this Fenty Beauty espresso stick. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my blending brush. It doesn't matter what blending brush you have as long as it's a blending brush. The reason why I'm not using a precise brush is because I don't want that sharp line on my nose. I like to do this right here because I don't want the highlight to be super long down. It's gonna make my nose appear a little bit longer. So I like to contour the edge here, like underneath. And I also like to take it all the way up to my brow. And then once I feel like this is dark enough, then I stop right there. Can y'all see? I'm glowing as well. This primer is literally everything. Today my contour, I'm applying it slightly higher. I tend to always apply it on the hollows of my cheek, but I'm kind of applying it on my cheekbone. I'm also gonna go ahead and contour my forehead like this because I want that brown, nice tan look. I really like that tan look. Tan looks really suit black girls. So when I'm blending my forehead, I always like to just dab, 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 dab. And I'm using my brush from Real Techniques. This brush is so good for contouring. It's like a round one. So I'm now just gonna blend this contour that I put on my cheekbone. I really love highlighting and contouring. I mean, just look at my face. Look at this. So now I'm using this Laura Mercier setting powder. This is in the shade Transparent Translucent. When I'm setting my face, I like to pull my face like this, and then I can get into those lines that I have underneath my eyes so I don't get any creases basically. I really like this setting powder. I doubt that I'm gonna change anytime soon. I will only be using other setting powders just to try it out to tell you guys if they're good or not. But other than that, I think I'm very happy with this one. I've also tried the Fenty Beauty setting powder, which is not bad either. It's quite smooth. The finishing is very, very smooth, but I still think that this one beats it. When I'm setting my powder, I like to set my eyebrows as well. This way my eyebrows stop being shiny and also easier for me to apply the pencil on. I'm also gonna like do a reverse contour setting. I'm not like highlighting it, but I'm only setting it. When I set my face, I like to take it off straight away. That's because I hate when I have like over powdery face. I still want to glow and have that nice glowy skin at the end. So I'm only setting it just so foundation doesn't melt. So I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty Espresso to carve my lips. The reason why I'm doing this is I'm gonna leave it on there so that after when I do apply my lip liner, it's so much easier and the brown just shows. Let's move on. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows. So I'm using my Precisely My Brows from Benefit, and this is in the shade number 4. I like this pencil because look at it. It is so tiny. Look at that. You can get into it, like into it. When I'm filling my brows in, I like to draw a line underneath and then I do another line on top, and then I join them together by also making like a sharp tail. But I tend to start my line from here instead of the start. Okay, then I always go in and then draw my strokes. So I'm doing it very light-handedly like this, and then I fill in. You guys can see I've got gaps here. I go in and fill it in with strokes until I get to the bottom of the tail. After I'm done drawing in the strokes, I go back and brush all the hairs upwards, and sometimes depending what mood I'm in, I use my Eco Styling gel to just set that, and it's really good. It lasts for so long. I'm gonna go back to my concealer and I'm gonna use this shade. This is like 2 shades lighter. I'm gonna use this to like neaten up my brows. The way I neaten up my brows, I like to start from the arch and then I like to just fill it in with the concealer, and this way if I have any wispy hairs, it will basically hide those nasty little hairs. So if you can see, I'm taking my pinky and I'm resting that on my nose. That way I can get a good grip. So I'm gonna stop right here. So I'm then taking the concealer downwards like this. I'm gonna go back into my blending brush and just blend that. So I'm gonna use this P. Louise base in shade number 2, and this is gonna be my eyeshadow base. I'm using another Trendy Makeovers blending brush. I have a lot of these because I love this particular brush.
Boy, you had me from the start. By the way,
since it's a cream base, I like to go back and set it. Some people like to go ahead and apply the eyeshadow straight away, but I don't like that. I prefer when my eyeshadow base is set. That way I feel like I can get into the blending even better. And I also set all the way up to my brows just so that concealer can stop being shiny. Today I'm gonna use this Juvias Zulu palette and this Jacqueline Hill palette by Morphe. Now to start, I'm gonna use this top 3 colors. I'm using a blending brush from Morphe. This is a brush set that I got as a gift on my birthday, and I love this brush belt so much. It's like the best gift I've ever had from anybody. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and use this orange shade, and this orange shade I am going to put on top of of that yellow, and this is going to create gradients, really nice gradients on my crease. So I'm gonna go back and forth with that yellow and orange, and this is a step that I like to take just to keep my blending very smoothly. The next step I'm gonna do is take that deep brown and also put on top of my crease, but I'm not going as high as the yellow, so I'm just basically applying this right in the center where I have this crease right there. That's where I'm going to put this shade. I really love this shade. It's like burnt brown orange type thing. I can't even explain like the color, but I really love it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Jacqueline Hill palette, and I'm using this beautiful brown shade called Proud. This is a deeper brown that I'm gonna use so that when we do cut the crease, we can see that nice artwork that we have created. So I'm using a smaller blending brush to do this step. Next, I'm gonna use the same eyeshadow base that I used to cut my crease. Now I know cutting the crease may be a little bit of a struggle for most of you guys. One tip that I would like to give is that I like to use a very flat brush. This is a brush from P. Louise. I go ahead and wet the brush with the cream base on both sides, and this makes it super flat and easier to use, so it just glides on. So I make it as flat as this. So I like to start from the center. After I do that, I just basically look up, and this kind of like gives me a nice hint of where the cut should be at. So I can tell that it came all the way up here. So that's where I'm gonna basically cut. The more product you have on your brush, the better it is for you to cut it smoothly. I'm gonna use this Warrior palette. I am going to use this shade right here. In that space right here, I am using that color to set it. I really love this shade so much. Every time I create eyeshadows with this shade, just know it's a bomb look, a very bomb look. I'm gonna go ahead and reverse everything that I did on the crease on my eyeliner. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on my eyes, just like this. So I'm reversing every single thing that I did on the crease on my eyes. So I'm taking this orange and I'm blending it on top of that yellow. Next other color we're gonna use is this shade here. I'm also putting that on top of the orange, and this is just me creating the same depth. And the last step I'm gonna do is take that Prowl, which is the brown shade from the Jacqueline Hill palette, and that's gonna go right at the end of the eye where my eyeliner is supposed to be. So I'm not taking this one all the way up where the other colors are. I am now done with that, so I'm gonna take my Kiko Black Intense eyeliner. I'm gonna use this on my eye, and I'm gonna do that smoke effect liner, lining it here. I'm gonna use the same pencil on my waterline. This coal pencil is very intense. That's what I like about it. It doesn't hurt your waterline. It just basically like glides through it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. This powder's been there for a really long time. I'm gonna take it off now. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and use the same Prowl from the Jacqueline Hill palette, and I'm gonna create again what I've done on my crease, but this time on my bottom line. But this time, instead of starting from yellow, we're starting from the dark and then we're going down. So I'm gonna use my Clinique mascara, and I'm gonna apply that on my lashes. Baby, I go die for your love. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with this Morphe setting spray. I've never used this, so I'm excited to try it. Wow, I love how that comes out. I love that. I love that. And it smells so good. Damn. Today's lashes is Slay. I love these pairs. This is from Pretty Lush Lash by my girl Eyeshadow. I've been using it for 2 months now, and it's still, you know, it's still doing great. This is the glue that I like to use. So whilst I'm waiting for my lashes to be tacky, I'm gonna go ahead and use this powder from Morphe and just set this all over my face. I am then going to set my contour with Brontour Shomance. It's forever. It's whatever. The power of lashes. Next, I'm using my Nars blush. This is an exhibita. Exhibita is very strong, so like all I need is just a little tiny amount, which will go such a long way. I like to apply this on the apples of my cheeks, so I like to always like smile, and this will give me like a nice guidance of where I should apply my blush. We are almost there. I'm gonna highlight using my Real Hyper Glow by MAC. I'm using this shade right here. I'm gonna use it to get some highlight popping. Today I'm starting with my nose, then I'm taking it a little bit up here in between. Let's just put a little tiny bit on the forehead, a tiny bit here for my selfies, and then we'll do a little bit here and also on this side, and then we do our cheekbone. How can you not like a highlight? Is that even possible? And next I'm gonna line my lips using MAC Chestnut.
Wanna come around, don't try fight it. Ooh, I know you be one.
So I'm gonna use this lipstick from Tomford. Look at this nice brown shade.
I'm a bad girl, I'm a bad girl.
Okay, and as you all know, I like to apply concealer in the center of my lips, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna use my concealer palette from MAC. So I'm putting the lighter one in the center. I like to always create gradients. I'm gonna use this MAC lip gloss. This is Purpurine from the Julia Petite collection. This was time ago. I doubt they have this, but you can use any gloss, you know. So I'm now done with this look. I'm just gonna fix my hair a little bit, and I wanted to show you the amazing crimp tool that I use for this hair. That's what I use to get this beautiful pattern on this hair. My hair is from JD Hair. I'll also put her Instagram so you guys can go ahead and add her. Her hairs are very reasonable. She has different range and different textures and also different colors. But that's it, guys. This was my Eid look. This is what I had on Eid, and I super love it. Love the matte colors, the tone. I love how bronze and brown I look. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you on my next video. Bye now.
It's Friday night, let's party and vibe. Yeah. We just came to party. We ain't them girls that stand in the corner. So please be ready, cause when I back it up, don't act like I didn't warn ya. And no, I don't want your number, cause I ain't ever gonna call ya. All of a sudden I clapped and you